My good fun and Melonine, and well met indeed. I'm Arakir Galadirthan, and welcome back to Middle-earth as we continue on with the Battle for Middle-earth series number 2. We are going to play the good campaign once again, which sees us commanding Glorfindel and Gloin on our way throughout the world, or Gloin. And we are using the HD margin. We're also using patch 1.09. Now, again, in the link in the description below, you can find where I downloaded all of the patches and things for this game. But I can't help you in installing this game because I just owned this game. I own it from when it released years and years and years ago. I installed it using my disc, and then I installed those patches, which allows it to run without the disc so that I don't have to worry about having my disc drive installed all the time. So I can't help you installing the game, but the patches are all in the description below. But anyway, without any further ado, let's dive in with the good campaign. And this time, monetization be damned, we're just going to watch the video.
The Free Peoples are under threat from Sauron, the Lord of the Rings, who prepares his vast armies for war. At this late hour, the leaders of elves, dwarves, and men come together at the Council of Elrond to decide their next move. After the Fellowship is assembled and heads south to destroy the source of Sauron's power, the remaining leaders prepare for the Dark Lord's assault upon the northern lands. The elven and dwarven races have always had little trust for each other, but now they must unite and fight a common enemy.
Dragons! There be dragons in the north. So there you go, Elrond is the voiceover for this one, but otherwise all of the characters, I think the mainline characters pop in every now and then, but you control Glorfindel for basically the whole thing.
Rivendell is a hidden refuge and stronghold for the elves. Until now, this ancient city has been spared from the winds of war.
Goblins! We must humble them!
Rivendell must go to the House of Elrond and inform the Lord of the approaching goblins.
So it shall be. Alrighty, once again the camera moves around with the mouse keys, so we're going to be doing it with the mouse. Because it's really annoying to move with the direction keys. Sorry, I said mouse keys, didn't I? And we've got powers again. Now, this is unique for the campaign. This isn't what you get in the main game. Because, of course, in the main game, the elves and the dwarves don't play together. The dwarves are their own and the elves are their own. But in this one, you get powers that cover both. And we're going to start with healing, which allows us to heal. Also, you can zoom in and out, but it takes a little while in the campaign for it to actually let you. Also, this height that we currently have above the game world is only given to us because of patch 1.09. It's a part of the... it's something that's been added in that fan-made patch, which allows you to start this high above the world. In the base game, honestly, it starts this close. That is as high as you can zoom out. It is absolutely ridiculous. But in this version, you can zoom out further. So Glorfindel is our primary character. We're going to get to know him a lot more. And as I discussed in the first game, other than you all chastising me for not using Theoden's Glorious Charge, the heroes in the first game just don't have as much of an impact other than very few people. Like Aragorn and Gandalf are really quite potent. Theoden's Glorious Charge is very good, as you've all already mentioned. But other than that, a lot of the heroes are just cop-outs. They'll give leadership bonuses to their nearbys, and then that's about it. They have very little use beyond that. In Battle for Middle-earth 2, heroes, almost all of them, are useful. They all do something good, and it's worth getting them and using them. Also, of course, we're using the HD mod, which doesn't really change... I don't know if it does too much to the terrain or whatnot, but it makes all of the units higher quality. The cutscenes, of course, are fixed. They were recorded by the game ages ago, so the cutscenes aren't changed. But the actual units look pretty good. The only disappointing thing is patch 1.09 gives Glorfindel this really cool red... I can't remember what they're called. The thing that you drape over a horse. And he gets a really cool, like, red, burgundy kind of colour one. It's really nice. But the HD mod reverts him to his normal form. Attack move is still very much a thing, and you'll note I keep doing it every now and then when that symbol on my cursor appears, where it gets the little red icons. But I put attack move on my mouse, which is why you probably don't hear me doing it. I noted a lot of people in the Battle of Middle-earth campaign, particularly in the first episode, said, Gally, you know attack move is a thing, whilst I was doing attack move, which did make me chuckle, because it shows you how little people realise. It shows you the unfortunate truth of being a YouTuber, and that is that people will comment on your videos long before they've watched the entire thing, or before they've actually researched what they want to tell you. They'll just see that your video is about a topic they know something about, and then they'll proceed to tell you about that topic, even if you haven't asked for it. But anyway, our thing is to bring Glorfindel here, which we're about to do. There we go. Welcome to Rivendell. Find Elrond and warn him of the incoming goblin invasion. Elrond will be up here with Glowin. Oh no, that's not Glowin.
We must warn Lord Elrond.
There's Elrond. They've given him a cool, stylized image of himself, which I like. Oh, it is Glowin.
The goblins have come down from the mountains. They're approaching from the south.
As since this day was coming, long has Rivendell been safe from the servants of darkness. Its sanctity must not be lost.
Goblins?
Here, here.
I'll take care of the filthy wretches.
Glowin Slam. Powerful attack that causes meta impact and mass damage to structures.
Fight off the goblin invasion.
Oh, all we get is elves. That's disappointing. Not elves, sorry. Of course we get elves. We're in Rivendell. I mean, all we get is melee warriors. Where are my archers? We'd school them if we had archers. Elrond gets Athelas, the same thing that Aragorn got, and so he can heal people around him. He gets Farsight, provides 27.5% vision reveal range to any allied unit for 25 seconds. I don't know what that modifier type debuff proof Elrond Farseeing is about. That's something that is not in the base game, and it's definitely been added by one of the mods. Defend Rivendell from attack. Trade a battalion of Lorien warriors. Glowin must reach level 2.
How long do we have to wait? We bring swords from Lorien.
Reclaim these lands.
There we are, we got the training benefit. Where are the goblins coming? I assume possibly over there. Send Glorfindel off on Asphalloth, greatest horse known to Middle-earth.
Rivendell must not fall.
Something is afoul.
Something is afoul.
Our people are in danger. Back to the castle grounds.
The shadow must be stopped.
Well, Glorfindel, you're just going to die if you just let them hit you, so let's pull you back. Units get slowed when they hit other units, as you can see. What else have you got there, Elrond? Leadership. Ah, that's just the standard leadership.
Keep your wits about you.
There's Glowin using Slam. Didn't really see it in amongst the maelstrom, but he just hits them hard. That's about it, really. You'll note as well that the standard battalion size in number 2 is increased up to 3 banks rather than 2 as it was in the first game. So you get more people now, which is nice. Which is very nice, actually, because otherwise they're a bit sort of meh. The Mirror of Galadriel heals us. Oh, we're playing as the elves. Of course, the elves aren't even in the first game, are they? Yeah, this whole campaign is played as the elves, and once you get into the second level, I think it's at least the second level, you start to appreciate the differences in between the two games properly, because the biggest difference between 1 and 2, as you will all know, because even though you're all watching this and enjoying it, I hope, you've probably all played it.
They have sent word to Gwaihir and are now on their way to lend aid.
But the biggest difference is, of course, in the first game you build, in all of the levels, you have like a fortress, a pre-built fortress. In the second game, you can free build, and that's one of the key differences. There's a mountain giant, which was added as well for the goblins.
The Elvenwood spell provides an armor bonus for any allied units,
Also,
as well as providing camouflage for elves.
if you are familiar with the game Skyrim, you will note the announcer's voice as being one of the generic high elves. And particularly, the point that I always remember him speaking, and I know this is so random, but it always stays in my head, is when you infiltrate the Thalmor embassy and you go into the kitchen with the wood elf's name, I can't remember, he's a bit of a sore bastard, isn't he? But when you go into the kitchen, he gives you all your gear, and then the first two elves you come across are talking about more high mages in from Alinor. Is it Alinor? And one of them uses the word lowly footsloggers, and it's this guy, and the way that he says it stands out massively. Ah, Owen's returned.
I will be your guide. I will face them.
We've destroyed a goblin camp to the west of here.
No one has their real voices other than Elrond, I don't think, by the way.
Across the river.
Watch for the enemy.
Alright, and the army
Our weapons be true.
is now having to move to the river.
This way,
We've got a huge army. You really don't need to pay attention to level 1. We are playing on hard, as you saw at the beginning, but there's very little need to play on anything other than hard. But in the first level, you don't really have to pay attention. Everything just kind of happens for you. I don't think we get a blacksmith yet, though. No, we don't. An Eregian Forge, it's called.
Evil has spread across these lands.
Evil has spread across these lands. Ah, the eagles are coming.
More of them. Cut them down.
What's Somerset Isle called in High Elven? Can someone please comment that when you watch this video back? Because it's going to bug me massively.
See the enemy. Take this area.
Oh, there's an eagle. Looking cool. Right, now our task is just to clear the goblins out from the valley. Which should be easy,
Eagles have come to save us.
particularly with 2 eagles. So powerful and almighty are the eagles that they are given their own leadership, their own hero position down here.
We must gather our strength.
May our weapons be true.
Just attack move, and everyone can get off and do what you need to do.
Clear the valley of the goblin filth.
Clear the valley of the goblin filth! They don't have a normal base yet, they've just got random buildings. But everyone does still get a fortress, but you don't get it in this level. But everybody gets a fortress, which trains your builder units and things like that.
Something is afoul. Keep up, wretched beasts.
Eagles are also an excellent counter to giants. And the giants act very much like Ents from the first game for the goblins. They're the only siege they really get. And they have that, as you can see. They throw a giant stone a very long distance. But, I mean, it has to be said that with the HD mod, and just in general, the second game does already look a lot better than the first. Oh, Arwen made it to level 2 as well. There we are, the giants are dead.
We offer bows
Everyone's
from
attack
Moria.
moving to the other side of the base, so we don't even need to. I never used attack move when I was a child, and I feel foolish because it's so
The
useful.
Elven Gift spell can raise the attack strength of our heroes.
It's interesting, isn't it, that a game that you know so well, and then you've played so many games when you come back to it, the narrator's voice stands out as being from another game. Props to him, and he's been playing elves since elves were a thing. Yes, victory in Rivendell. The first level is quite dull, it has to be said.
Destroy it. This evil.
You don't really do anything, you just watch as everything around you dies. I note that the HD mod changes a lot of these symbols up as well. Here we are, the worm is dead. It goes on a little death march and knocks your things over. Oh, Gandalf's still here. I wonder if they are just the voice lines from the first game and they asked them if they could use them again.
Under siege from the goblins of the Misty Mountains, Rivendell is no longer safe for the elves. As time is now running out, Elrond forms a plan to unite the elves and dwarves of the north against Sauron's advancing armies. His most powerful warrior, Glorfindel, will join forces with the dwarf leader Glóin to make war on the goblins and forge this alliance.
Yes, we did very well. Does it give us a kill tally? Ah, no. Tells you how long it lasted. Our best unit was a Lorien Archer. 4.24 kill death ratio. Or our favourite unit, sorry. That's disappointing. Yeah, because this one does not have as I've already mentioned before, it doesn't have that like world map style campaign. It is a purely scripted campaign. You move from one scripted mission to the next scripted mission to the next scripted mission. There's nothing. There's no grand conquest of Middle Earth, but it has cool artwork.
The goblins have overtaken High Pass Road, blocking the vital connection between east and west. Here, Glorfindel and Glowing now face their first challenge as they battle to retake the pass.
Glorfindel has fought Balrogs in the mountains. A mountain giant is nothing.
Came from farther north, but before we can track the evil to its source, we must clear High Pass of the goblin invaders. High Pass is a dangerous place. We should build up a base before going any further.
Okay, so the chief difference, as we've already mentioned, is you don't have a fixed base. So you have to build your builders and build the base like you would in basically any other strategy game. You're centered around your fortress, which gives you your builder units, you retrain your heroes here, and it can take upgrades as well. It can also take these upgrades on the sides, which give watchtowers, as you can see. And I'm a sucker for uniformity.
We'll need to build a barracks.
Evil has spread across these lands.
And then you can just build how you like. I am
What are we building?
something of a design enthusiast when it comes to buildings. So I always had a set way of building buildings. And that set way is to make it appear as though we're building some form of like town or something. I don't like to just build higgledy-piggledy or anywhere in the quote-unquote meta way. The other addition of this game is walls. As you can see, you get walls. There's our Elven barracks, but we also get these statues. Statues make heroes cheaper, but they also just add a nice little a nice visual effect to your base.
It is time to build.
So I put them in strategic locations. Another difference in number 2 over number 1 is that your buildings do not level up by training things, and instead you get the choice of when to upgrade them.
I know these parts.
So it's up to you when you want to upgrade to get the next set of units. Now in this first level, there's no benefit really to upgrading because we can't get the next 2 units that come there. But the Green Pasture doesn't actually have any other units added, not until the Witch King, the Rise of the Witch King expansion. So the rosters are a little small. That hasn't changed from the first game, it has to be said. But you'll understand a little better why I put that statue there when the Green Pasture gets its 2nd tier upgrade. Because it gets a little fence. And then that becomes the gate. There you go. And then now the statue is standing in front of the gate. Perfect! What does it want us to do, actually? I'm too worried about building my base. Build a battle tower. 400 coins. Oh, there's no one over there. We can't go any other that way. So this is the only way into our base. So that's where we're going to be building a tower if we're going to be building one. You'll note with these, you'll note the little circle around the Malorn tree, and that's just to force you to map control in order to make resources. So they don't use a command point system or a checkpoint system like Dawn of War does, where you've got to capture actual points. But they do use that sort of buffer system, so you can't build trees on top of each other because then they just make no money. So you do have to claim land in order to expand out and make more money.
I'm here. Where are they?
I'm here. Where are they? There's some green trees for you. It gives you your leadership bonuses and whatnot. You can also build walls independently with a wall hub, 700 gold coins, but you'll note that it only costs 70 gold coins on a fortress, so it's much cheaper to build it from the fortress. But then it restricts you to being all the way back here. So
I was just waiting my turn.
the builder keeps getting flashed up because of the tower. Right, we'll move up and we'll build more towers up at the front here. Glorfindel, could you come and get me some money?
Fly! This is the way.
There we are, with his waypoints. You hold Alt to do the waypoints, by the way.
Train more archers and lancers to clear this pass.
Stand by your side.
But you have to hold it and then just click where you want to go and then just let go of it. So exactly like Shift, exactly like any waypoint from any later game, but it's just Alt instead of Shift. Let's move the towers forward. We don't really need the towers. Again, this level will be a bit of a doddle.
I'll stand by your side.
But it should be fun nevertheless.
I'm with you. The building is now finished.
More money. Oh, he's got his second tier. What's your second tier? Shake Foundation. Disables target building.
Something is
Glorfindel's Blade of Purity gains 50% damage and invulnerability for 10 seconds. He has unlocked that, but he can only use it when he's not on his horse. And given that none of our other forces here are on a horse, we might as well just go.
The ice tower, it's collapsing.
Oh, he's blocking us off.
There is work to be done. Our path is blocked. We need to find another way through.
Mountains, as you will also see, lower the income you get from trees. Which is very annoying. I think that's as many trees as we're going to get. But we do now get an Eregian Smith as well.
merely resting my eyes.
So we can get that and get some armor upgrades and whatnot.
Battle coming. I know it.
Train lawyers in the rack. How do we get past that though? Oh, do we have to go the other way? Yeah, I think we do.
With this structure.
How did so many of you die? Anyway, that's by the by. Back we come.
I'm with you.
You also don't get, like we saw in the first one where Gondor get a building that upgrades all their towers. Instead, you can just upgrade the towers on a one-for-one basis. So that can get Silverthorn arrows. You might recognise Silverthorn arrows if you played Battle for Middle-earth. Battle for Middle-earth. Yes, of course you'd recognise it from that. You might recognise Silverthorn arrows if you have played Divide and Conquer, because we use them.
This place is not fitting. The enemy is much upon us. We must gather our strength. They can't.
Glowing is so slow. Just wait till we get the dwarves though. They are hella slow. So we can get an enchanted anvil, 20% cheaper upgrades. Mystic Fountain replenishes units and heals people around us. Each 6.5 seconds and heals nearby allies. Does that Mystic Fountain apply even if they're not standing next to it?
I'll stand by your side.
Oh, they want us to train archers, don't they?
We're low on resources.
We're low on resources. And Rivendell Lancers. And you'll note that as the buildings upgrade, they just get faster building speed. So that's the main reason you'd want to do it.
We're finished with this structure.
But we'll train one of each as they've requested it.
We must stand against them.
Oh, we're under attack. Oh, yeah, we're very under attack.
Settle. Do not fear them.
Blade of Purity, Glorfindel. Blade of Purity. There he goes. Totally invulnerable and way more damage. Glowing's second ability does nothing to units, sadly. It is a building only. Oh, yeah, we really need cavalry. Goodness.
Keep your wits sharp.
Cavalry or archers, please.
Stand fast. The enemy is upon us. Rivendell grows ill.
Nice. We've completed our base. Now we just got to build up enough of an army to go and destroy the goblin threat.
Bring them to their knees.
And
Riders.
our cavalry can get around here and help.
Move out.
Go, 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 go.
Lancers.
Cavalry, I want you to go straight into the archers.
We offer bows from Lorien.
We offer bows from Lorien.
Together, Lancers.
Glowing and Glorfindel, though, completely dominating. No need for me to be
It's a
involved.
wild goblin cave.
And you wondered why I put the statue? Because it looks nice.
Coming through. Ready your tools.
Now, I can't get it perfectly, of course. Never can. You have to spend... I'm not that fastidious about it, but I do like it to look nice.
We must look elsewhere. Buildings
Well, they're slightly out, aren't they? One of those is slightly out.
Weapons ready, elves. Ready, elves.
I'll stand by your side.
I'll stand by
Our
your
homes
side.
must be defended.
And if you would,
We
need to
need
be
more
tits.
resources.
1,000 gold coins. That's a bloody lot. Enshrouding Mist is our last tier 5 option, which just covers us. Enemy hordes get minus 25% armor and minus 25% damage, and units within the mist become stealthed. So it's similar to the Elven Wood, except it affects the enemy's armor and damage rather than their morale
Let your bows sing.
and leadership and whatnot.
We have a new structure. Let's get moving.
Let's get moving.
Keep your wits about you. We ride from Rivendell. This'll do.
We've got another. You just get out of the way. We've got another cavalry coming through. And again, because there's no continuous campaign system, any units that we train in this level are only for this level. They won't follow through. They won't carry on to the next ones. Only Glowin and
We're finished
Glorfindel
with this
do.
structure.
Alright, now we just need to get some money.
We protect the House of Elrond.
Right, you and Glorfindel are going to become Team 1.
We must gather our strength.
Cavalry is far better in this game, I think, than the first one. And also, units are just generally hardier than they are in the first one.
This dwarf is ready.
Right, Team 2, attack move over there. If Glowing can get in and distract the enemies, and then the archers can deal with them. Although Glowing's really slow, so he's not going to be doing any distracting anytime soon, but...
Follow me. Keep your wits about you. The shadow
Cavalry can go up there and hit that.
Destroy
Upgrade that first.
so they never come back.
Yeah, the goblins get a unique system that the dwarves also get, whereby they can move through these tunnels as a portal.
To the north. We must rescue him.
Oh, who's being attacked in the north? Is that Haldir, did he just say?
Maybe it's time for some of those.
We must rescue Haldir.
Let's I know these parts.
Oh, our cavalry's taking a right pounding.
Attacking from above. Break away.
So much so in fact that they're going to die.
Take the this way. Protect the horses. Back up. Protect the buildings. Evil is upon us. Move out.
I don't know what's going on there, but get in there.
There's a battle coming. I know it.
Haldir, I don't think can actually die. He will just free up. He will stay there forever.
Cut them down.
And then I'll finish off those last goblins. We really need to get them to level 2 so that they can start getting replenishment though, because that's not very many, is it? And we can do with a third cav.
We must protect the woods. I'm with you.
But we've got Team 2 covered. Yeah, our archers are phenomenal again. It's like one shot kills a goblin. They're very
I
useful.
will face them. Spears ready?
Banner carrier, and then once we get the healing, then we'll move that army out.
Haldir is in great danger. We must rescue him.
Nah, Haldir's fine.
Bring them to their knees.
We'll save Haldir, no trouble.
Keep your wits sharp.
That other archer unit's coming round.
We must
Oh, he's got his own
help
archer. He's got his own swordsman with him.
Keep up the attack. Bring them down.
Here we are. Haldir's been rescued.
Elves. We
You
cannot
can form
stay
up Team
here.
2.
We must protect the woods. Keep your wits sharp.
Right, but it's the cavalry we want the armour to go on first so that they don't die. Did I train that other cavalry unit? No, I didn't, did I? And I've just given them armour.
I shall lead you well.
I shall
We must
lead
bring
you
justice
well.
to the enemy.
Haldir is also one of the heroes that you get in number 2, obviously, because he's here.
Go forward.
He can swap between sword and bow, and then he gives leadership, and then his last thing is a golden arrow. Haldir's one of the lesser heroes. So the second game differentiates your heroes by sort of category.
Hold them at bay. Let them not. They are no match. The fighting has begun. Drive back these foul creatures. Our numbers are too great. We must gather our strength. Lancers! I will face them. Ride. Let me show you. Ride. Here. I know the way. Move quietly. We must not delay. For Rivendell! We protect the house of Elrond once more! Attack! We must stand against them! We must defend these lands! This way, Lancers! Close in on them! Ready, elves! We must protect the woods! There's a battle coming! I shall lead you well. Ready, elves! We must bring justice to the enemy. Forth to battle, elves! The shadow must be stopped. I know these riders. Something is afoul. The enemy is spread across these lands. Fly! Stay quiet. Let your spirits be strong. Keep up the attack. Weapons ready, elves. I will guard our people. We cannot stay here. We must gather our strength. Let us go. We must bring justice to the enemy. It's a wild goblin cave. Now, elves, attack! Settle. Our homes must be defended. We can use the Silverthorn arrows now.
I've been muted this whole bloody time, haven't I? Oh dear. Anyway, only for a few minutes. In the second game, the armor upgrades actually mean an awful lot more. They will really keep your units alive for a long time. Whereas in the first game, whilst they do have an effect, because the first game is so rock, paper, scissors, it doesn't. Sometimes it just doesn't feel like your armor upgrades have done as much as you would like. But that's not the case here. Also, the forged blades once again give a huge boost. Let's blow it. Oh, there we go. And there's the silver thorn arrows. They are very powerful. Hell, why don't you get your sword out instead?
Destroy that fissure before more giants rise from it! We must rid us. Watch out for the towers. They have archers. Spider riders! Strike swiftly.
Spider riders. Pull out, pull out.
I know the way. Move quietly.
Defensive mode.
The enemy!
Defensive mode. Units gain an increase to their armor, but it decreases their attack damage, and they don't auto-acquire enemies. So they'll stay where you put them.
I will guard our people.
Sometimes quite detrimentally, it has to be said.
Creature of shadow.
They still get their charge down that was so powerful for the Rohirrim in the first game. So if you do just run through the enemy, they'll knock over a lot of them. But they slow down a lot quicker than they did in the first game. And the damage that they do is dependent on the enemy type that they're up against. Oh dear, and then they can hit us with the same power. Look how much damage that did. Dear, dear.
Onward, we must gather our strength. Ride with the wind.
Okay, let's do this. It's over now.
We go. I will face them.
So it shall be ended. We can't go above 5 points by the looks of it. We haven't gained anything since that hit 5, which is disappointing because we've already got all the 5s done. And yes, I know what you're thinking. That is Tom Bombadil, and yes, he is absolutely outrageous in this game. He skips around the battlefield, killing anything he skips into. It's quite a sight to see, it has to be said.
We must bring justice to the enemy.
Alright, we don't really need to be in 2 groups now.
Bring them down.
Although actually, if you guys could go and kill those spider riders, because they were ridiculous when they ran into our units. Yeah, the Silverthorn arrows do what needs to be done anyway. Most goblin units as well have a secondary life system, which is really frustrating. So when you destroy the building, it will turn to rubble. And if you then don't destroy that rubble in time, it'll rebuild into the normal building, which is why it gets 2 health bars like that. So the goblins are annoying more than anything. I don't like playing as the goblins, as you might imagine. I think they're quite boring.
Wait, the earth is moving. I sense what is this?
Oh, it's a watcher.
It's a watcher. Weapons ready. Spears ready. Break away.
The archers will kill that. Oh dear. You bow out, son. Where is Gloin? Oh, Gloin didn't come with us. No surprises there. Some of you are still not level 2. What's going on? Melee units, try and stay away from the Watcher in the water. The archers are far and away the best way to deal with anything. Oh, that Watcher's also quite beaten. Run away! There we are. Keep going. We're almost there. Victory is upon us.
Keep up the attack. The fighting has begun.
The final building. And there we have it. An introduction to Battle for Middle-earth 2 with Glorfindel and Glowin. The missions do get more complicated as you go on. They're not just wipe everything out. But it's nice to be in number 2. I massively prefer number 2.
The enemies have fallen.
Well, apart from a brief stint in the centre there where I was muted for probably about 30 seconds to a minute, it went well.
With the goblin army chased from High Pass, elves can now travel to the lands beyond the Misty Mountains. war against the goblins continues.
The war against the goblins continues. 17 minutes that level took. We killed 657, and Lorien Archers once again are our favourite. Max income rate per minute, 1,600. It's not bad. Continue. Ettenmoors. We pass into the Ettenmoors. But for now, that is going to conclude. So do let me have your thoughts on Battle for Middle-earth 2. As I say, this episode probably not monetized, so if you see an ad, it's going to Warner Brothers. So feel free to watch that. And that's about it, really. Hopefully the sound levels have been all right. I fiddled around with it before we started, and generally speaking, it should be okay. But until we speak again, dear friends, Navair Naden Perimad Melonin, and farewell.